All right. What's up? What's up, everybody? This is Blake and Vish Sports, episode 3. I got a really special guest here today. It's an honor to have you. Hey, I got 49ers strong safety, Jaquiski Tartt. Jaquiski, what's up? Thank you so much for coming on.
What's good, bro? Appreciate you for having me.
Of course, of course. So, real quick, before we get into you, I just wanted to ask you, are my Niners going to make the playoffs this year?
Damn right.
I love it.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So, I wanted to talk about you a little bit. I feel like you a lot of people don't know your story as much, and I would like to talk about that a little bit. So you come from a smaller college in Stanford, and you started playing
Right.
college football only your senior year of high school. At what point did you look at yourself and say, dang, I'm really good at football and I can really take this as my profession?
Uh, I would say my redshirt sophomore year. That year I actually played well and well enough that a lot of scouts was coming up to me and like, hey, you're gonna be in the NFL. I'm like, and then for a second it was like, it was a lot to grasp because for me, like when I signed in Stanford, I assumed I would have to start as a freshman and play all 4 years just to get noticed. And then within 1 year, when I started, me playing well, I put the league on notice.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you went to Stanford, right? And I think the place where I at least got noticed or I was introduced to you and stuff was the Senior Bowl. So can you talk me through the draft process, the Senior Bowl? At what point did you know that the Niners were interested and that you were going to be a really high pick in the draft?
Uh, to be honest, I never thought I would be going to the Niners only because they just had drafted Jimmy, and when I was at the Senior Bowl, they didn't show any interest. But far as that goes, the Senior Bowl it was a great experience, and it was for me like just being able to be around a bunch of big name guys, and it kind of just let me know like, oh yeah, these guys for sure just as human as me, and I feel like that helped out a lot in that process. And I guess when I went on a visit to San Francisco, and that's I guess that was their interest. And I just thought I was just going on a visit, and then draft day come, they drafted me.
So getting drafted, that must have been just a surreal moment in your life, huh?
Yeah, it was because like when Jimmy got drafted the year before, it was like, bro, that's crazy. Like you got drafted first round, like this is what you wanted. And then it's like, man, I'm glad I didn't come out this year, because I had an injury, and it was like, and I was just asking him how the process, how it went, and I'm like, you know what? If I did come out this year, there's no way we probably would have been on the same team because in my head, I'm like, I probably would have won the first round too. Like, there's
Of
no way we
course.
would have went to the same team. And I was like, I'm like, we both like, man, like, you think we'll be able to play with each other in the NFL? He's like, yeah, probably like, once our contract up, either one of us could like sign to the same team maybe. But and then and then my draft year, I come out and it happened. It was just like a surreal moment.
That's awesome. So let's talk about you and your buddy Jimmy Ward right now. The narrative, I don't know where it came from, but the narrative is that Jimmy Ward and Jaquiski Tartt, quote unquote, don't make plays. Can you explain what your role is within this defense and why that's just totally false?
I mean, in a sense, it's true. In a sense, it's true. We don't make plays, but at the end of the day, like people kind of look at, I guess, not making plays mean you're not good, but in reality, like in our defense, and as far as what me and Jimmy do, I think a lot of the times we cover our guys well, and coverage is doing what the defense asks us to do, where they don't target as much. So if we don't get targeted much, how can we make plays? I mean, it's times like the ball in my career where I could have had at least 3 more picks where I didn't catch it. I mean, I still be sitting at around 6, 7 picks for my career, but again, like interceptions hard to come by, and as far as the scheme and the scheme that we play in, like for us, is I mean we're not out here doing what other safeties are doing. We have a lot of guys who can play the game of football. So the scheme we're in, like it's everybody do their job. Nobody has to make a superhero play. Nobody has to blitz every play. Everybody just do their job, and get the team win. That's what it's all. That's what it's been about. This team defense.
Right, absolutely. So you guys just do your job and whatever it takes for the team to win. That's awesome. I love to hear
Right,
that.
right. That's what I'm saying. It's just it's easy as that. Like if I had a lot of targets, that probably mean I'm getting picked on. So I mean, you don't see that much at all where you see offensive coordinators going at me every play. I mean, because they know. I
Right.
think again, that's why I decided to do this podcast with you because guys like you, Eric Crocker, Scott Geelan, y'all really go and do y'all research, look at the film, and see what's truly going on versus just going by stats. Sometimes stats don't tell the whole story, and I'm glad that you see that. And that's one of the things I appreciate about you.
Hey, well, I really appreciate you saying that. That really means a lot. So, for a safety in you that quote unquote doesn't make plays, you actually have
Right?
made two of the best plays I've ever seen from a safety. Like, I want to just talk to you about them. Talk me through your thought process when you made those plays, what it was like after. Was it like, dang, I really made those plays? So the first one was 2017, week one. Everybody wants to talk about the Odell catch, but you ran 30 yards and flipped your hips and made the Odell catch week one when you picked off Cam Newton. Talk me through that pick.
It was the Tartt catch actually.
I agree.
That's how right. It was the Tartt catch. That play, I was just reading Cam Newton. I know he liked to, as far as his game plan wise, he liked to look in one direction to try to reach you off the landmark. So I was just trying to stay true as I can and just read him. And he was trying to look me off. And then once he came back, I kind of just knew he was throwing on. The moment he threw it, I'm like, oh, I got to go get this. I got to go get this. And when it came, it was just all in slow motion. And when I jumped up, I was just like, I got to get this. And I got the ball in one hand and like, oh yeah, I gotta go try to score. Now I gotta go try to score, but I didn't score.
Was after the play where you like, dang, I really caught that football, or was it just next? Let's go to the next play.
I mean, I'm to be honest, like I'm used to like catching the ball one hand. I've been doing that since high school, so it's like a lot of guys can catch with one hand, but you don't see it as much when it like during the games. But I wasn't like as surprised as fans, but I know what I'm capable of.
That's awesome. So let's talk about the second play, right? Because I think this was one of the best plays of the 49ers season, and it's just unfortunate last year, and it's unfortunate that it came in a loss, right? So the Monday night game versus Seattle, kind of a rough game overall as a fan to watch, but you had that great play when you ran DK Metcalf down and ripped that ball out of his hands. Well, talk me through that.
Oh man, that play, I was like, Seattle called a great call on that play. Once they threw the screen, I'm like, man, they got us on this play. And all I knew was just try to run over there and get him down. And then when I got over there, how the play happened. Emmanuel Mosley, he had him, and then let me try to get the ball out. And when I tried to yank, when I yanked for the ball the first time and I was out of bounds, I'm like, oh, he's not trying to tuck the ball. So I was like, well, wait till I get in, and then once I got in, I just took it away from him.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, also, we talked about this a little bit before. Madden's got to go back and watch that play and up your speed, man. You ran down DK Metcalf.
That's what I'm saying. Like, man, a joke, man. It's all about politics nowadays. Like, you got to have a bunch of followers and always be seen and heard. But I feel like it's a joke. Like, my rating shouldn't be at 81, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I at least in my opinion, you're much
my
higher than
speed, right? My speed too, man. They got me 90 on speed. My speed should be like a 93, 94. I'm up there on speed.
Hey, they just got to go back and watch that play.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I got a lot of plays just hawking guys.
Right. Hey, so I wanted to just talk to you a bit more about. So you've now been on the Niners for what, 5 years? And in your time, you played in a lot of different defenses and in a lot of different roles, right? You got drafted and played with Eric Mangini, then Jim O'Neill. Then you played free safety. Now you're playing strong safety. Just talk me through your versatility and how much playing all these different roles and playing in all these different defenses has improved it.
my rookie year, we had Mangini. For him, like he's one of them old school coaches. He was multiple. He had everything in his playbook. And the best way to learn the best way to learn his system was really it came down to communication, being able to communicate. And early on, that's why I had to learn how to communicate. And at first, I wasn't very good at it because once Ed Reed went down out for the season, I was with Antoine Bethea, and he let me have it. He let me have it, and I appreciate that from him. Like, he let me have it a lot of times where I just went out there communicating with him, and now like it it worked out for the better. And with Mangini, you did I played a little dime sometimes. I linebacker, like I just kind of did it all, and then going into Jimmy O defense, it was a lot of you had to cover the slot, cover the tight end. It was very multiple too, where you played a lot of man with Jimmy O. So with that being said, we had that was chip year, so we got a lot of reps in on man. And then going into a solid defense, it's very different. And well, you know what? Actually, going back to these Mangini and Jimmy O'Neal defenses, where the safety blitz a lot. Like the safeties are more active, and you can do a lot more. You can feel the stats shoot up as a safety, and just going into solid defense is much different. It's where everybody has a job, and just you really just play team defense, and you really just depend on your brother. And I think they've done a great job of getting the right guys in there where we can depend on each other and not try to do too much, knowing that my brother got my back, knowing that my brother gonna be in his spot.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Just so for you generally, like playing all these different looks, how has it helped you grow, in your opinion, when you look at yourself as a player you were when you came out of Samford and the player you are now?
It helped me grow a lot, man. Just knowing just I'm glad it kind of happened that way because just going through those two defenses and then going to the defense like, look, all you guys just do your job. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, really? I ain't got to try to worry about this or that. And it's just a lot, to think like you got to make a lot of checks and stuff and doing all that versus okay, make one check and just be ready to play football. I think it helped out a lot in just knowing that Jimmy, like he know the defense as well. Just knowing he's there, like he's going to communicate, it helps out a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm a big Kyle Shanahan fan, so I'd be remiss if I don't ask you one question about the swaggiest coach in the NFL.
Me too. I'm a big fan of Kyle too. Like with Kyle, man, I just feel like he's one of them top Madden players you get to watch on YouTube when it comes to the NFL, like the stuff he creates and his knowledge for the game. I mean, I asked him a few times, like, man, you play Madden? Because a lot of stuff he do seem like he just get all mad or something, but like he has an incredible knowledge for the game, and just hearing him talk every day in meetings is just like, man, let's just stay in team meetings all day and let you just talk football. That's how incredible he is with his knowledge, and like again, like he's a big fan of mine too. Like,
I love that. I love that. So just sticking with Kyle for a second, one of the things that's really documented, right, is his football acumen and his football genius. But for me as a fan, watching him from afar, one of the things that's been impressive to me is how he handles himself as a person and how he answers questions and stuff. Can you just talk about who he is as a person and in what ways you like his coaching style?
who he is as a person, I mean, he's like again, like he gets along with everybody, and I think the most important thing for Kyle is like he's always been honest, and as a player, that's you respect that so much, like just knowing like you can talk to the head coach about everything, and he's gonna shoot it to you straight, and that's all about being accountable too. Like that's the thing. Him and John did a great job of getting a lot of guys to be accountable. A lot of guys are accountable on the team, so it's like everybody know what they have to do to get this team to the next level.
That's awesome. So Before we start getting, I want to take a little right turn here and get away a little bit from football and talk just a little bit about you. And I just had a couple of personal questions to you. So, what do you like to do outside of football? I know you were a big basketball player in high school. Is that your number one
Yeah.
passion?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Usually in the off season, I make sure I go get some runs in playing basketball. I do a lot of things. I go play basketball. I love to bowl. I got into bowling. My highest score is like two. I want to say 269. I think in bowling,
Jeez,
269.
I could do
So
that on the Wii.
I was a strike away, man. Strike away from 300.
Dang, you're
Strike away.
different. You're different in
Yeah,
bowling. I bowl with my friends all the time, and I'm telling you, I'm not hitting anywhere near 269. Like 140 is a good game for me, but on the Wii,
yeah.
I'll hit 269.
Yeah, I've been trying to get my average up though. Last time I played, like my average used to be around like 200, 205 in that area.
Hey, when you play basketball, you play point guard?
Yeah, played point guard. Average a double in high school, points and assists.
So you were like that. So who's your favorite basketball player, or who do you enjoy watching in the NBA today, or do you just not watch
I mean,
basketball?
I kind of stopped watching it, man. But there's one dude who just kind of just made me like, man, I gotta keep watching it. The dude, Ja Morant. Dude,
Oh,
nice.
I
That
love
dude
John
like
Morant.
that, right? That
He's
dude
awesome.
like that. Yeah, he like that.
Yeah, he's different. So when you're not, I think we actually kind of covered these other things, but
Right,
I wanted to just talk to you about your passion for football in general, because one of the
right,
things that's really struck out to me when I talk to you is how you know the entire picture, right? You're a strong
right.
safety, but you understand the entire game and you understand the roles of everybody and what they do. Can you just talk about your passion for football and how much you just study it just because you like it?
I mean, going back to what you were saying about just having three different defensive coordinators, it's just a lot of knowledge, and even DB coaches, it's just a lot of knowledge that you can gain within those years from those coaches and defensive coordinators. And I think that also helped a lot. Like it helped a lot for sure, just knowing like how different schemes can be attacked, and what, and just facing different offensive coordinators, knowing like how they like to attack. So that a lot of that stuff kind of stuck with me, and like the passion just come from just I just love competing, man. It's just all about competing and just the game of football itself. Like each day you out there trying to get better, trying to perfect the game. But it's hard to perfect the game of football because every day is like I messed up on this yesterday, but I'm gonna do all this right and just fix that one little thing I messed up on. And then the next day you do everything right, but it's still like a new problem occur, and it's like, man. So it's every day where it's just like you're just trying to constantly get better and knowing like in this game you'll never have a perfect game. Like you never be perfect in this game, but you're always trying to like challenge yourself to reach it, like to reach like being perfect in this game.
I love that. It's that pursuit to find that fine line of, well, I wasn't
Right,
perfect, but I reached that point where I feel happy with my own performance.
right.
So, I know we didn't actually talk about this prior, but I just wanted to ask you a quick question. So, the guy I think Niners fans just love right now is All Pro Fred Warner. I know you call him All
Pro
Pro Fred
Fred,
Warner.
yeah,
I just wanted to ask you
yeah.
real quick, what makes Fred Warner so good?
I mean, his passion for the game. He want to be great. Man. He since he was drafted there, you could tell like he was gonna be one of the great ones. And this dude is always first one in, last one in the league. Like he everything, weight room, film, everything. Like he's literally all pro Fred. That's why he's one of the guys who needs that recognition. He deserves everything that's coming his way.
Absolutely. You're definitely one of those guys who deserves that recognition too. And so just going, you talked about Fred Warner's practice habits and study habits. You strike me as a guy who also has similarly rigorous and very structured and focused practice. Can you just talk about in an average week, like you don't have to get into the details, obviously, but
Right.
how does it go for Jaquiski Tartt to get his body and mind ready to play on Sunday?
This just start on the first day. I mean, we start practice Wednesday. Going out there Wednesday. That's the day we just have. I like to fly around the most, like get the most conditioning in. And that day we usually just, we work game plans, just knowing like, okay, this is the stuff they like to do on first and second down, and like just trying to get a good feel for what they like to do that day, and then it becomes clockwork on Sunday. Then Thursday we in pads, and that's when my mind kind of turns to, okay, this really, like, you treat every practice like it's game day, but being able to put on the pads, that's when it's like, okay, this actually, like, this game that you can actually thud a little bit and get the feel for what it's gonna be like Sunday. And then Friday, like red zone. And then you gotta just trying to go out there and treat every rep like game day. Even though Fridays are a little bit slower, you still gotta focus. I think Fridays are the most important days as well, because like you kind of, you losing the speed for how fast you gotta go to get the right look, but it's just a big mental day for you. So you gotta stay on top of that. Like, you slip on Friday, I feel like you won't have a good game Sunday, because that's one of the days like that's truly important. So every day important, but I just think Friday is one of the days where you get like the last little hints of what the game came out.
That's awesome. So, have you ever had a week where you just walked in on Wednesday and you said, "Dang, this is gonna be an outstanding week," just because you felt like you came in there and you just felt different?
Right. I mean, I feel like that every week. Every week I'm like, man, oh yeah, this the week right here. They finna throw me some picks. But it don't happen though. But it's like you got to feel like that every week though. Like you got to.
You did get one this year though. So
Yeah.
walk me through the pick that you had on Kyler Murray week 1. You also had a pretty big return. I thought you were gonna take that for 6.
I know they got to block Hop, man. Hop should have got blocked. But yeah, that play, Jimmy actually should have been there. But I forgot what happened. I was like, we was communicating. I was like, all right, I gotta just go down there. Ball was snapped, and Dre Greenlaw, big play Dre, tipped the ball in there. I made a great play. And, I was like, it was crazy. It was like during camp, I was dropping a few of them. I caught a few of them, dropped a few of them. I'm like, I ain't dropping another easy one ever. So when it was coming, I'm like, I'm just gonna catch this, and I caught it, and I'm like, it's time to go to the house. And immediately when I caught it, I looked and saw where Hot was. Like, okay, I can outrun him, and then I played out. Once I knew I was getting past the line, I had to look back and see where Hot was. He was right there. He grabbed me. I was like, damn. But yeah, I mean, usually when I get the interception, I'm trying to take it to the house.
So real quick, you touched on camp. So I love reading camp reports after practice. It's one of my favorite things to do. I pull up all the reporters' little reports,
Yeah.
and I like to read every detail. And the thing that stuck out to me the last 3 years is if somebody beats Jaquiski Tartt in one-on-ones, it's a big deal because nobody beats Jaquiski Tartt in one-on-ones. So talk to me about you and one-on-one coverage and how you battle in camp and how what's your mindset when you're taking those one-on-one reps?
My mindset always, nobody should catch the ball on me. Period. I feel like I'm the more athletic guy on any tight end in the league. So there's no way he should catch the ball on me. And just going against Kittle, like Kittle, he's gonna get you better every play. And then Jordan Reed, we got Jordan Reed to come. He's like, oh shit. And then Jordan Reed came. He embarrassed me the first. Matter of fact, I think he won every one of them. So it had me hot. So it's like, I'm not used to losing one-on-ones. It just had me hot. Like I'm like, because 2017, I faced him a good bit when we played Washington that year, and I think I held my own. I don't think he got a catch on me. I really shut him down. I think I got the best of him. But yeah, just the one-on-ones, like that kind of gets you going. That kind of build your confidence. Especially going against Kittle.
Yeah, he's quite the competitor. But I mean, from what I'm reading, at least from what the reporters seem to be saying, you're the guy that everybody should be watching out for. Because again, like when even the practice that I think you said Jordan Reed had a couple of good reps on you, like that was a big deal. Because again, everybody was as I said, nobody beats Jaquiski Tartt in one-on-ones. That's the underlying thing I always read.
Right, exactly. And then I got the best of Kidder this year too. So Kidder, I don't think Kidder caught one on me. I got him every time, but Jordan came in. It was night and day every time where he just beat me. I'm like, but it was twice where I was just right there on him, and he just made a great catch. I'm like, because he ran a fade on me one time. I put my hand in there, and he just caught it with one hand on me. I'm like, man. You seen the catch he made against New Orleans against
Yeah, that
Denver,
was.
like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
What
got
makes?
hands like that.
Oh,
He got
excuse
hands
me.
like
Sorry.
that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying Jordan got hands like that, man. He usually practices with no gloves, so when he catch the ball with no gloves, like he have gloves on. And the game is just easier for him with
Yeah.
gloves.
So, real quick, let's just touch on Jordan, right? Because I think he's a guy that Niners fans don't really know that well. And I think he's a really, really good player that's had some unfortunate luck when it comes to injury.
Right.
What makes Jordan Reed so good? Everybody knows how great George Kittle is. What makes Jordan Reed so good?
Man, his routes, his release, his routes, like he released like a receiver. I mean, like he's so quick. You don't expect him to be that quick, but he quick on his feet. And once he release, like it's a speed release, or he can shake you up. So it's like you gotta you gotta be on it. He gonna make you look silly if you're not on it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So we've reached about 26 minutes here, Jaquiski, and I don't want to take up more of your time. So before you go, I just had some quick rapid fire questions I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you. Just real quick. I just wanted to get a feel for what you had to say about these things. So let's start off with, who's the toughest guy you've ever had to guard in practice?
Feel like we just answered that.
You think it's Jordan?
It's Kilder and Jordan Reed, man. Kilder and Jordan Reed. Like a lot of plays too, where I remember last year where in camp, like the technique I was playing, I had to play the C gap and I had Kilder man to man. So Kilder come off the ball so hard, you thinking, oh, it's a release, but it's actually a run. So there's one play he like drove me off the ball like 10 yards. I'm thinking I'm trying to be physical with him and catch him, thinking it's a pass, and it was actually a run. I'm like, man. So he definitely makes you get better for sure. And then Jordan, like I said, like his route running ability is ridiculous.
Real quick, I know we're in the rapid fire section, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to ask one more question regarding that. Can you compare and contrast their styles? Because they're both really great players, right? But they're stylistically different. Can you just talk about that?
I mean, I feel like in a sense they're the same player, but Kittle, like he's more of a better blocker than Jordan. But I mean, I look at it like Kittle, like I think Kittle, he can run great routes because he run his routes sometimes is like unorthodox, so of course I get to go against him a lot, so I got used to it. But just if you don't go against him every day, he gonna get you on his routes. Like Kittle, he has some shakiness to him too as well. So they both run great routes as a tight end. Like that's what you love for tight end to do, run some good routes and then to be physical.
That's awesome. So we talked about who's your toughest to guard in practice. Who's the guy in the game where you said, dang, that guy's really hard to guard?
I don't know. I don't really say that in the game. Like I don't care who it is. I'm like, oh, well, he ain't catching the ball. Line up. It don't really matter who it is. Like he's not catching the ball. But as far as tight ends, again, I would say Jordan Reed was that guy. It used to be Vernon. When I first got here, Vernon used to seem like he ran a 4-1 in one-on-ones. But he can move. But as far as other tight ends, I really haven't. I think Jordan Reed was the one with Zach Ertz. I think Zach Ertz too, but I think Jordan Reed was the one I faced. Like, okay, this dude can play.
Right. Vernon was just a different kind of freak. Like,
right. For real.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody as ripped as Vernon Davis.
Right, trying to play off coverage, and you trying to sit and think he gonna run a short route. He keep running.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, that's what when I tell like my buddies and I talk about DK Metcalf, I actually think he reminds me a little bit of Vernon. I mean, they're stylistically different, but just in the sense that you're that cut and you're that fast at that size. So
right. Real.
Yeah. So another question here for the rapid fire section. What's your
Mhm.
favorite road city to visit?
Salt Lake City.
You like Salt
Oh,
Lake
I'm
City?
tripping. My bad. My bad. I'm thinking you talking about vacation, but it's really New Orleans, man. You talking about what you mean the team we playing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, New Orleans for sure. Yeah,
I mean, we could
that
do
stadium
both.
was
We could
good.
talk. We could
Yeah,
talk about
yeah,
all three. Actually, we could do favorite
yeah,
place to vacation, favorite
yeah.
road city just visit, and then favorite road stadium to play in.
Okay, okay. I got the favorite road stadium to play in is the Superdome.
Superdome.
Superdome. And then I love Salt Lake City. I feel like it's an underrated city. I usually like to go out there during the winter time though, when it's snowing, you get to enjoy the snow a little bit. I don't really get too much snow because I'm from Alabama and then I've been to California, so you don't see snow as much. And I would say, what was the last one? What was the third
What's your
one?
favorite road city that you just like
North.
to visit? Like when you're on the road and you go there, it's like,
North.
yeah, I like going there.
Uh, I like Seattle.
You
Seattle,
like Seattle.
yeah, they downtown area is nice. It's very underrated. It's a nice city.
They got some good
Minus the
food there.
rain. Minus the rain. Yeah, it's okay. It's pretty straight. It's cool.
All right, all right. So before you go, just a couple more questions. What is the best advice a coach has given you, or something profound that stuck with you? Like, hey, like that meant a lot.
It's a lot, but for sure the what is it? First solid.
All
It's a
grass,
great
no
one.
breaks.
No, it's a great one. It's the three most dangerous words. What you think the three most dangerous words are?
I'm not sure.
I got it.
What is it?
I got it.
Oh, I got it. Oh,
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah,
that one before. Actually, that's a great
yeah,
one. That's a great
yeah.
one.
It's a great one, man. For real.
I feel like sometimes when I just listen to uh, Miss Robert Saleh, it feels like he's like the president of the United States. He's got so many good analogies with his.
Right, you do. You
Yeah.
do. You
So,
really do.
all right, here we go. I don't want to take more of your time. Here's my last question. Who's the best player you've ever seen on a football field?
You can be anybody.
Could be anybody.
I'm gonna go with Alden Smith. Alden Smith. When I first got as a rookie, I seen him do some stuff. I was like, man, I haven't seen it again, but I mean, yeah, Alden Smith for sure. He had some stuff.
Yeah, he was different. Well, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Jaquiski, for joining us. I would love to have you on again. Really, thank you to you for taking time out of your day and joining us. It was a real pleasure to have you on. You're awesome. You're a great player, but you're also a really great person. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. And, hey, keep doing your thing, man. Keep looking at film and actually, taking your time out to watch the game of football and not really go off what the media is saying and what you see on TV.
I really appreciate that. Well, thank you.